Hey everybody, it is January 13th, 2021, and here I am doing another video. And instead of talking about diets or other fads like vitamin D, I'm going to talk about drinking cow piss. Yes, cow piss, the breakfast of champions. There is a person on Twitter named Kamya, Wandering Kamya. I am Kamya Book, Buch. She says, I am now officially able to drink Kombucha water medicine every morning without holding my nose. It is real medicine. You feel detoxified and body purified. It is not a chemical and it has no long-term risks. And now I enjoy, connect with the medicine, and say thank you to Kombucha. And then her next tweet in that thread is, deranged leftists will be blocked. And then she has another one that says, those who are ignorant about Ayurveda, Kombucha is funny, right? What about the people in the Amazon that work with Kambo to cure deadly diseases? What about traditional Chinese medicine? Ayurveda is an ancient science. Don't mock things you don't know about. And finally, somebody says, even cancer, TB-type deadly disease can be cured by Kombucha. And Kamya replies, yes, absolutely, because the pharmaceutical industry keeps people sick. Kombucha, cow piss. Cow piss. This is cow piss. She's drinking cow piss. Will cure cancer. Well, guess what? Maybe it will. Right? Maybe it will cure cancer. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows unless you try it? Don't knock it if you haven't tried it, right? There's an infinite number of claims in the world about an infinite number of things that can cure an infinite number of illnesses, all of which have some plausibility. Why does this have plausibility? Well, the cow is sacred in Hinduism. It represents vegetarianism, vegetarian ethics in Hinduism. So cow piss might be particularly sacred, right? Makes sense. That's the mechanism. And so there's a plausible mechanism. It's a sacred animal. The piss is sacred. Therefore, it should have medicinal benefits. And the same kind of reasoning goes for pretty much anything. You can say, oh, I have this mechanism. Therefore, it should have medicinal benefits. Well, guess what? Whenever you look at the randomized controlled trial literature, most things that have a plausible effect, that might have an effect plausibly, end up not working. And this is the case in biological sciences. This is the case in thinking about it in terms of a mechanism, some sort of receptor, this or that. Plausible mechanism based on epidemiology, some sort of animal study. So yes, things that are plausible according to some sort of worldview, which simplifies everything to divine cow, which gives divine piss, which then cures cancer because cancer is bad and cow piss is divine. So the divineness of the divinity of the piss cancels out the badness of the cancer. Great. Or based on some sort of receptor. So since this receptor is involved in cancer, this is the cause of cancer because there's something wrong with this receptor. Therefore, if you activate this receptor with such and such supplement, then you cure the cancer. This is a really simplified way of understanding the world. It's not how the body works. It's not how human biology works. First of all, divine piss probably doesn't cure cancer because it's divine and cancer is like a lack of divinity, so it's cured. It doesn't do that. That's not the way human body works. And likewise, a stupid receptor in a cancer cell isn't the way that cancer works. It's not the thing that determines cancer. Cancer is much more complicated than that. And even therapies that are targeted towards things that are specific to cancer often fail because cancer is a slippery little animal. And human biology is very slippery. It's very complex. So you actually need randomized controlled trials. You can't just say, I have a plausible mechanism, the divinity of cancer piss, the presence or absence of a receptor. You can't just say that and say, okay, I'm going to cure cancer or any other disease. Because human biology is extremely complex. It has many layers of mechanisms, and many of these layers of mechanisms compensate for each other and change whenever you actually give the treatment. And unpredictable things will happen in the body that you would never have anticipated based on cell culture experiments or animal experiments. So that's why we're not going to be so ready to say we can cure cancer without a randomized controlled trial. And the same thing goes with ancient cow piss. So, yes, cow piss, it could cure cancer. It could. It's seriously. I'm not even saying that as like a joke, although it's like 90% a joke. There's like 10% of me that is like serious. Like 10% of me is serious that cow piss could cure cancer. It really could. There could be something special in cow piss that cures cancer. But there could be special in pretty much every single freaking substance in the entire world that could cure cancer. How do you know which one you actually should do? Should you spend all 16 hours of your waking day, 17 hours, however much time you end up you spend waking? Should you spend all those hours trying all these different things to make yourself healthy? Because you could spend all of the time in the day doing that, and all the time in the day learning about that stuff and coming up and theorizing these different mechanisms. Or are you going to use randomized controlled trials to make the best use of your time and not perhaps even inadvertently cause harm? Because cow piss probably won't cause harm, it'll just taste nasty, but other things can actually cause harm. So what are you going to do with the infinite number of mechanisms in the world, the infinite number of possibilities, including cow piss, which could cure cancer? You don't know. I don't know if it doesn't cure cancer. It could. What are you going to do with all of that? How are you going to winnow down which treatment to decide? And that's through a randomized controlled trial. That's the only way we know that something works or not. And most things that seem highly plausible that are tested in randomized controlled trials don't work or are harmful. That's why we have to have a randomized controlled trial. So yes, could cure cancer, cow piss, but we need a randomized controlled trial for that. You can try it if you want. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, people, seriously, nobody signs up for my Patreon, and nobody sends me money over PayPal. Some people do. Some people have been super nice, and I almost, like, at this point, I want to go back through all of my financial records someday and make like a wall or a plaque or give out gifts. I want to give something to all the people who have given me so much support, because it makes a big difference. And I am in need of money. I'm not like in a crisis situation, but I'm in need of money. And so I can start a supplement company. I can start a supplement line. And then we can do all sorts of really cool stuff with that, actually. That's science-based, that can actually really help people. I've tweeted about that recently. Or you guys could also just help me by donating money. So if you find any of this stuff interesting or helpful, this cow piss stuff, or any of the other things I tweet or put content out about, send me something, because I spend a lot of time on this stuff. Thanks for watching the video. Peace.